The movie takes place in the future, where people have genetically modified the human body so that it can live forever and be eternally young. After 25 years, the human body does not age anymore, but everything has its price, and for a young body you have to pay a huge price. We see the main character, his name is Will. He is an ordinary man living in a world where humanity has completely stopped aging. In this world, the main currency is time. So in the hand of each person, from birth, install the timer, which indicates how much a person has left to live. The world is divided into areas based on the number of hours a person has. Will lives in the ghetto with his 50-year-old mother Rachel. This family has almost no means of subsistence left. The man wants to earn a little money on underground fights, but the woman forbids even to think about it. Will, along with a friend, works at a local factory where timers for the transfer of time are produced. And the factory management keeps raising the price of food. Today Will learns that coffee will now cost 4 minutes of his life. In the evening, our hero goes to a bar where he used to gamble. There Will meets his friend, who is very drunk, thanks to a crazy stranger who treats everyone present to a drink. The money bag turns out to be Henry, and the guy has hundreds of years on his timer. Will does not understand what such a rich man forgot in this hole. Our hero tries to warn Henry about a group of gangsters who steal other people's time, but the weirdo does not want to listen to anything. Soon a gang leader named Fortis shows up and offers the stranger a fight for time. All the customers flee the bar except Will, who hides in the restroom. Rich accepts the challenge, but first asks to go to the restroom for a moment. Only one gangster goes with him, so our guy takes the chance to knock out the gangster and escape with Henry through the back door. After running a few blocks, the heroes hide inside an abandoned factory, where they decide to stay the night. Will wonders what such a rich man forgot in the ghetto? The man explains that he left the upscale neighborhood because he's hundreds of years old and tired of living. When Will says that this is stupid, the weirdo only laughs, because the hero does not understand at all how the world around him works. Eventually, the fugitives fall asleep. In the morning, Henry gets up first and gives all his time to Will, leaving himself only 5 minutes. Upon waking up, our hero finds "Don't waste my time" messages on the window. Looking outside, Will sees Henry sitting on the edge of a bridge, just before his time runs out. Ignoring the cameras, the guy rushes to the bridge but doesn't make it in time to save Henry. Our hero hurries to his friend's house, but on the way encounters his wife and small child. Will tells of his nightly adventures and gives 10 years as a token of strong friendship. In the evening, a guy with flowers waits for his mother at the bus stop, but the woman never comes. It turns out that Rachel has no time left at all, and the cost of the bus fare has dramatically doubled in the afternoon. It takes 2 hours to get there on foot, which means the woman must run if she wants to see her son again, since she only has an hour and a half on the timer. Will starts running towards his mother, realizing that she doesn't have time. They collide in the middle of the street, but unfortunately a few seconds were not enough and the woman falls breathlessly into her son's arms. The next morning, law enforcement officers find a body in the river. Agent Leon is sure it's a murder and orders his men to check the cameras. The footage shows Will's face, and so the cops consider him the main suspect. Meanwhile, our hero wants to avenge his mother's death. Will hires a limo, pretending to be a rich man who accidentally gets lost in the ghetto, and asks the driver to take him to New Greenwich. Having reached the city, the guy settles in the most luxurious hotel, and his presence is noticed by the socialite Sylvia. Will goes to dinner, where he meets the gorgeous girl again. In the evening, in a fancy suit, Will goes to the casino. Sitting at a poker table, the guy meets Mr. Weiss. During the conversation, we learn that Sylvia is his daughter. Toward the end of the evening, Will wins the game and a couple hundred years at the last seconds, which impresses Sylvia very much. Weiss invites the guy to her private party. In the morning, Will buys a very expensive sports car, and in the evening drives it to a private party at Weiss's house. Sylvia sees the guy, is very interested in him, and invites him to dance. The girl says that she sometimes envies people from other time zones because she always lives surrounded by guards, her father's supervision, and no real freedom. The girl has always wanted to do something silly or worth a lifetime. Will invites a girl to the beach behind the house for a swim, which according to the guy should be considered something stupid. Sylvia is hesitant at first, but soon joins the guy. Our couple returns to the mansion apart to avoid suspicion. Weiss meets Will and invites the man to play poker, but they are suddenly interrupted by the agents coming in. It turns out that the cops have already tracked the guy through expensive purchases and traveling through time zones. Will is taken to a room for questioning. They don't believe a word the guy says, and take up most of his time, leaving only a couple hours to make an arrest. Suddenly the guy makes his escape, taking Sylvia with him as a hostage. The agent starts chasing the fugitive all over the city, managing to almost catch up with him, but the guy still manages to escape. On the way to the ghetto, Will asks Sylvia to give him some time, but she does not want to help him. After reaching the bridge, the man is distracted by the cameras and does not notice the spikes on the road. As a result, the car is involved in an accident. After losing consciousness, our couple becomes easy prey for time thieves. Seeing their prey, the gangsters start stealing time from Sylvia. Hearing the sounds of police sirens, the criminals run away, leaving the girl only half an hour of time. Waking up, Sylvia is shocked that she has no time left at all and asks her boyfriend to help her. Will finds it funny that she's now asking him for time, but helps the girl anyway. And the cops are literally on our couple's heels. Will rushes to his friend to ask for help. But Greta has sad news. It turns out that his friend got so drunk that he died in joy. Will notices the girl's expensive earrings and immediately runs to the pawn shop. The owner is already closed, but makes an exception when he sees how expensive the girl's jewelry is. Realizing how desperate the couple is for time, the pawnbroker only pays for 2 days, as the couple has no choice but to agree to it in order to survive. Then our heroes go to the phone, where Will make Sylvia call home so that there is an opportunity to demand a ransom. The ransom is 1,000 years, which should be transferred to the account of a charitable foundation, but the father is not ready to pay such an amount for his daughter. The couple goes to Will's apartment where they plan to spend the night and discuss plans. The girl inquires about the boy's family. Will tells that his father was a local fighter and taught him a few tricks with time. As a kid, the guy thought his father died in a fair fight, but now Will realizes that his father was murdered. The next morning, Will observes the sign for the foundation and realizes that they have no free time, which means that Sylvia's father hasn't transferred the money. Will then suggests that the girl go home, but Sylvia refuses. The girl wants to call her father on the phone, and our hero gives her a gun to protect herself, while he watches from behind the corner. Weiss quickly answers his daughter's call, but ignores her requests, and warns that the police will definitely come for the girl. Turning around, Sylvia spots a policeman a few meters away from Will, and immediately shoots at the agent. The couple steals the agent's car, and try to escape. Sylvia says they can't keep driving the police car. This gives the guy an idea. The guy pretends to be a policeman, and stops a random car for a robbery. Yuval once again offers Sylvia to go home, but the girl refuses because such adventures bring her much more pleasure. Meanwhile, Weiss lies to his investors, saying the situation is under control. Suddenly, Agent Leon bursts in. The man informs him that this is no longer a kidnapping, as the girl shot him, and now Sylvia is wanted as a criminal. Weiss tries to bribe the agent to change his mind. Leon refuses, and reminds him that if Sylvia contacts him, he must inform the police immediately or he will be considered an accomplice. Our heroes decide to rob Sylvia's father's bank. They crack the safe, and steal as many time capsules as they can carry. The rest of the time our couple leaves to anyone who wants it. Will donates almost all of the time our couple was able to steal to a charity, or an employee distributes it to anyone who needs it. Soon the police find our couple's lair and prepare to arrest them. However, the elusive criminals again manage to escape by jumping out of the window. Soon our heroes check into the hotel, having paid for all the available rooms. However, one visitor randomly glimpsed the new guests. A local gang of robbers starts threatening people on the streets, wanting to get any information about our heroes. At first everyone is silent, but after a couple shots are fired, an eyewitness from the hotel confesses that he saw our heroes. From the street TV, the couple learns that the bounty on their heads is 10 years, which the couple finds rather insulting. Suddenly, bullies break into their apartment and hold the couple at gunpoint. The ringleader says he doesn't like just shooting people and challenges Will to a duel. The guy uses a trick his father taught him. When the thug glances at the timer, Will starts taking all of his time. At this time, the guards get too close and the guy takes the chance to shoot them. When the police arrive at the hotel, the couple has already escaped. A few hours later, Will notices that prices and loan rates have risen faster. With this, the banks want to compensate for the time on the streets. Our heroes realize that small robberies, they will not change anything. They go to Weiss's office and take the banker hostage. After stealing a million-year capsule from the safe, the couple escapes. Upon learning of the robbery, the police immediately block the bridge to prevent the robbers from returning to the ghetto. Seeing Will's car, the cops open a barrage of fire on them, but ignoring the bullets, our hero gets to the ghetto. There, Will gives a million-year-old capsule to a little girl before pretending they are surrendering. Agent Lyon believes he has won, but at that moment, the Foundation announces that there is now time for all people, and a multitude of people fill the street. The agent pushes people aside, hoping to catch the criminals. Eventually, Leon catches up with our heroes. Will reminds the agent that he, too, once lived in the ghetto. However, the cop says that he worked all the time to get out of there. Afterward, Leon wants to arrest the couple, but Will explains that it's pointless because he and Sylvia have no time left at all, so they're going to die anyway. This causes the agent to check his own timer and realize that his minutes are running out because Leon forgot to get his paycheck today. At that moment his watch stops, and the agent falls right in the road. Our heroes have only seconds to live, but the guy remembers that police officers always have some spare time in their car. Will runs to Leon's car to take some time to live. The girl is afraid she won't make it in time, but the guy runs right back to her. They meet halfway and split the time equally. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this movie to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.